Imagine this: a swipe, a beep, a smile. In that instant, money you cannot see has left your life. It's almost magical, so quick, so easy, so painless. But beneath that smooth transaction, something deeper is happening. The convenience of credit cards makes spending feel effortless, almost invisible. We rarely pause to consider what's really going on. This is where our journey begins, exploring the hidden mechanics behind every swipe and the subtle ways credit cards shape our financial habit. Credit cards feel like freedom: buy now, pay later, no cash, no pain, no immediate consequence. This sense of liberation is powerful. It's easy to believe that credit cards are simply a tool for convenience, letting us enjoy life without worrying about the present. But this is where the illusion begins. The freedom we feel is not real freedom, it's borrowed time. The consequences are delayed, but they are not erased. As we move forward, let's uncover how this illusion takes hold and why it's so tempting. Credit card is not extra money. It's borrowed money with a timer attached. Every purchase starts a countdown. If you don't repay in full, interest quietly grows in the background. Small purchases can snowball into a long-term burden. The reality is simple: credit cards are loans, not gifts. Understanding this difference is crucial. As we continue, we'll see how this borrowed money can turn into a weight that's hard to shake off, especially when the timer runs out. Interest is the silent force behind credit cards. When you don't pay your balance in full, interest starts to accumulate. It's not loud or obvious, but it's always working in the background. Over time, what began as a small purchase can grow into a significant debt. Many people underestimate how quickly interest can add up, making it harder to escape the cycle. This scene highlights the importance of paying attention to interest rates and understanding how they impact your finances. Let's follow the story of a young worker. He starts with simple buys: a phone, food deliveries, small upgrades. He tells himself, just until payday. It feels harmless, manageable. But when payday arrives, the balance isn't cleared. He pays part, leaves the rest. This becomes a habit month after month. Slowly, he realizes he's no longer using the card is using him. This journey is common, and it shows how easy it is to fall into the trap of revolving debt. Habits form quietly. The young worker's routine of paying only part of his balance becomes normal. Each month, the leftover debt grows. What started as a temporary solution turns into a long-term problem. The card's convenience makes it easy to ignore the growing balance. This scene explores how habits around credit card use can develop without us noticing, and how they can shape our financial future in unexpected ways. First, you use the card, but over time, the card starts to use you. This shift is subtle but powerful. The convenience and rewards make it easy to keep spending even when you shouldn't. The card becomes a tool for the bank, not for you. It's important to recognize when this shift happens so you can regain control. This scene emphasizes the importance of awareness and discipline in managing credit card use. How does this happen? Because credit removes pain. Spending cash hurts, it's tangible, you see it leave your hand. Cards don't. When spending stops hurting, control weakens. This psychological shift is crucial. The pain of spending is a natural brake on our habits. Credit cards remove that brake, making it easier to overspend. Understanding this dynamic can help us make better choices and avoid falling into the trap. Banks know how to amplify this effect. They offer rewards and cashback, tiny dopamine hits that make spending feel like winning. Every swipe feels like a victory, even if it's just a few points or a small discount. But what are you really winning? The rewards are designed to encourage more spending, not to help you save. This scene explores how banks use incentives to shape our behavior and keep us coming back for more. Feeling of winning is addictive. Every reward, every cashback, every point is a small dopamine hit. It makes spending feel good, even when it's not in your best interest. This psychological trick keeps us engaged and spending more than we should. Understanding the role of dopamine in spending can help us break free from the cycle and make more mindful choices. Winning what, exactly? The rewards are small compared to the potential debt. The feeling of victory is fleeting, but the consequences can last much longer. This scene asks us to reflect on what we're really gaining from credit card rewards and whether the trade-off is worth it. It's a moment to pause and consider the bigger picture. Credit cards are not evil. Used with discipline, they can be powerful tools. They help build credit history, manage emergencies, and create flexibility. The key is to use them wisely and avoid falling into the trap of overspending. This scene highlights the positive aspects of credit cards and how they can serve us when used responsibly. One of the main benefits of credit cards is building credit history. Responsible use shows lenders you can manage debt. This opens doors to better loans, lower interest rates, and more financial opportunities, but it only works if you pay in full on time every time. This scene explores how credit cards can help you build a strong financial foundation. Credit cards can be lifesavers in emergencies. Unexpected expenses, medical bills, car repairs, urgent travel can be managed quickly with a card. The flexibility is valuable, but it comes with responsibility. Using credit for emergencies should be a last resort, not a habit. This scene discusses how to use credit cards wisely in urgent situations. Credit cards offer flexibility. You can make purchases, manage cash flow, and handle unexpected costs. This flexibility is a double-edged sword. It can help or hurt depending on how you use it. The key is to stay disciplined and avoid letting flexibility turn into temptation. This scene highlights the benefits and risks of credit card flexibility. There's one rule that must be obeyed: pay in full on time always. This simple rule is the foundation of responsible credit card use. It prevents interest from accumulating and keeps your finances healthy. Discipline is the difference between using a credit card as a tool and falling into debt. This scene emphasizes the importance of sticking to this rule. Credit cards don't destroy lives in one moment. They do it slowly through small decisions that felt harmless at the time. Each swipe, each partial payment, each reward accepted adds up. Over time, these small choices can lead to big consequences. This scene reminds us that every decision matters and that awareness is the first step to staying in control. Credit card is like fire in your pocket. In awareness, it serves you. In impulse, it consumes you. This powerful metaphor shows how credit cards can be both helpful and dangerous. The difference lies in how you use them. This scene explores the dual nature of credit cards and the importance of staying mindful. When you use credit cards with awareness, they serve you. You stay in control, make smart decisions, and avoid debt. Awareness means knowing your limits, tracking your spending, and sticking to your budget. This scene highlights how mindfulness can turn credit cards into valuable tools rather than sources of stress. On the other hand, impulse can consume you. When you spend without thinking, credit cards quickly become dangerous. Impulse spending leads to debt, stress, and loss of control. This scene explores how impulsive behavior can turn credit cards from helpful tools into financial traps. So the real question is whether credit cards are useful or dangerous. It's about how you use them. The same card can be a lifeline or a liability depending on your habits and discipline. This scene encourages viewers to reflect on their own relationship with credit cards and make conscious choices. Are you holding your credit cards or are they quietly holding you? This question is at the heart of the issue. Power shifts depending on your awareness and discipline. This scene invites viewers to examine their own habits and decide who is really in control. We live in a swipe culture. Transactions are fast, easy, and often thoughtless. Credit cards make it simple to buy anything, anytime, but this convenience can lead to overspending and loss of control. This scene explores how swipe culture shapes our financial habits and why it's important to slow down and think before we swipe. The beep and smile at checkout are symbols of modern convenience. They make spending feel pleasant and easy, but behind the smile there's a cost. This scene highlights the emotional side of credit card use and how positive feelings can mask financial risks. Credit card transactions are invisible. You don't see the money leave your hand. This invisibility makes it easy to lose track of spending. This scene discusses how invisible transactions can lead to financial problems and why it's important to stay aware. Credit cards delay consequences. You buy now, pay later. The pain is postponed but not eliminated. This delay can lead to overspending and debt. This scene explores how delayed consequences affect our behavior and why it's important to stay mindful. Every credit card purchase starts a timer. The countdown begins until payment is due. If you don't pay in full, interest starts to grow. This scene explains how the timer works and why it's important to pay attention to payment deadlines. Interest can snowball quickly. What starts as a small balance can grow into a large debt if not managed properly. This scene shows how interest accumulates and why it's important to pay off your balance as soon as possible. Partial payments can be a trap. Paying only part of your balance leaves debt behind, which grows with interest. This habit can lead to long-term financial problems. This scene discusses the risks of partial payments and why it's important to pay in full. Monthly habits shape our financial future. If you regularly pay only part of your balance, debt becomes normal. This scene explores how monthly routines can create lasting financial challenges and why it's important to break bad habits. When the card starts to control you, it's time to take action. Recognizing the signs of loss of control is the first step. This scene discusses how to spot when credit cards are becoming a problem and what to do about it. Credit cards create a psychological shift. Spending feels easier, less painful. This shift can weaken our self-control and lead to overspending. This scene explores the psychology behind credit card use and how to stay aware of its effects. Banks use rewards as a strategy, points, cashback, discounts, all designed to encourage spending. This scene explains how rewards work and why they're not always as beneficial as they seem. The feeling of winning is powerful. Rewards make us feel good, but the real victory is staying in control. This scene encourages viewers to focus on true financial success, not just the feeling of winning. True victory comes from discipline and awareness. Managing credit cards responsibly leads to financial freedom. This scene highlights the importance of making smart choices and staying in control. Building a strong credit history is valuable. It opens doors to better financial opportunities. This scene discusses how responsible credit card use can help you achieve your goals. Credit cards are useful in emergencies, but only when used wisely. This scene explains how to use credit cards for urgent needs without falling into debt. Flexibility is a benefit, but it can also be a risk. This scene explores how credit card flexibility can lead to temptation and overspending if not managed carefully. Always remember the rule: pay in full, on time. This simple guideline is the foundation of healthy credit card use. This scene reinforces the importance of sticking to this rule. Every small choice matters. Each swipe, each payment, each reward adds up over time. This scene encourages viewers to stay mindful of their decisions and recognize their impact. Credit cards don't destroy lives instantly. It happens slowly through small decisions. This scene discusses how gradual debt accumulation can lead to big problems and why it's important to stay vigilant. A credit card is fire in your pocket. It can warm you or burn you. This scene uses the fire metaphor to illustrate the dual nature of credit cards and the importance of awareness. Awareness gives you the advantage. When you know how credit cards work, you can use them to your benefit. This scene highlights the power of knowledge and mindfulness in managing credit cards. Impulse is dangerous. Spending without thinking leads to debt and stress. This scene warns viewers about the risks of impulsive credit card use and encourages careful decision-making. In the end, the real question is simple. Are you holding your credit cards or are they quietly holding you? The answer depends on your habits, discipline, and awareness. Credit cards can be tools or traps. The choice is yours. This final scene encourages viewers to reflect on their own relationship with credit cards and make decisions that lead to financial freedom.